Hello. Who's here? Hello, Tracy. Hello, Annie. How is everyone? So I need to keep my mind occupied this morning. So my family has been battling gastro for I think 2 weeks now. Yeah. So, hello, Tammy. So, 2 weeks ago on Wednesday, Cedric started and then lasted a couple of days, and then we had one day off, and then Emilia started over the weekend. Saturday, she was home till Monday, and then I thought I was out of the woods, because it was like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Fred calls me on Thursday morning. He's like, I'm coming back home. I feel like crap. So I'm like, okay, could be something different. And then he calls me back and he says, well, it's my turn now. So he left the job site where he was working. He came back home and he was somewhat feeling better that same night. I gave him some charcoal. We have like this natural stuff. It's like charcoal and pills, and he seemed like he was doing fine. And then again, we had a couple of days off, and then Philip started. And my brain is playing tricks on me ever since. I don't know if this happens to any of you. So I've been having like nausea, discomfort, my stomach aching. And this morning is the worst. I thought it was my turn when I woke up this morning, but it seems it's my brain picking on me again. So I'm kind of like looking forward for being like 2 weeks past this gastro virus thing because I'm exhausted. I haven't slept a good night's sleep in a very long time because I'm always worried when one of my kids are sick. So how is everyone? So Sunday, that's why I did not have a live. Poor Philip started being sick Sunday. And I just didn't have it in me after like cleaning all day. Picking up after Philip all day. And like washing my hands like crazy. Like I have cracks all over the place on my hands and I'm putting like cream. Like there's no tomorrow. So I'm trying to recuperate from that. Yes, I just made a new coffee. I didn't want to make coffee this morning, but I decided to have a small one. And this time it's warm. I haven't had a warm coffee in a while. So I have salty crackers with me on my desk. And I'm going to sit with you guys for a while and catch up. So last week was not very productive. I have notes. No, this is this week. So last week, first of all, I forgot to say Happy Easter. So Happy Easter to all of you, very late. I had two videos come out. So it was the last two videos of the March Molasses Madness. So on Thursday, I had my blondies, which are very good. And then on Sunday, I have a video that just came out. Thank God I had that video. So Sunday, it was a small batch of ginger molasses breakfast muffins. So those are the last two videos I published. And also, Lynn had hers on Sunday as well. So there's many videos over like Thursday and Sunday of the March Molasses Madness. So if you want to go catch that, if I have a moderator in here, can someone put one of our videos, because the playlist is in the description. So if you want to look into what March Molasses Madness is and the benefits of molasses, you can go check that out. Who's here? I saw him, me. Hello, him, me. Can listen, but can't chat much. No worries. I know you're busy. So that much. And I'm starting to have complications with my seedlings in my seedling room. I didn't think it was going to be that much of a problem. So I'm trying to fix everything, and it's not working. So I was supposed to have a permanent location for my seedlings. Sadly, it didn't work out. So I'm trying it's kind of semi-permanent. It is where it's supposed to be, but the setup's not complete. My fans are not working. So I have to figure something out. So I'm using my mini soil blockers, germinating, and it's doing great. But the fan that I have doesn't swivel, so my little blocks dry up way too fast. So I'm watering more than I'm supposed to, and I'm having problems with my peppers. Some of my flowers, they're like drowning or they're drying out. So I have to figure something out. So I tried to assess that this week, and because there's like too much moisture sometimes, and I'm using older soil and older compost, I have like that greenish thing that pops up on my seedlings. So I've been trying to fix that. And I am filming to see the progress. I might do a video because I'm not the only one that is suffering from that. And I'll try to come up with a long-term period. I'm working on my 2 next videos also. I have one that is going to be about tomatoes, obviously. And one, I got a special request about propagation. So the other, about 4 weeks ago, I went outside and I clipped a couple of lavender from my plant outside, stuck them in the dirt. And I bought a basil plant and I've been propagating it. And I also have a lemon thyme, and a rosemary plant inside. I'm trying to propagate that, and I got a special request to do a video. So those will be the next videos coming out. Okay, so people that are here can't seem to chat. I'm going to talk to myself. Tammy, how have you been? Haven't chat with you in a long time. I saw you have a couple of canning video coming out. Oh, did I miss anything? I want to say what was going on this week, because Sundays usually I give you what's going on. No, I think I said everything. Yeah, it's like the week was so weird. You're out of ideas. Yeah. So I'm revamping a little bit the channel because I was out of ideas. Yes. Don't forget to do a thumbs up, please. So I'm kind of chatting with a couple of content creator, and I'm seeing a trend going on. So during the last 4 years, there was a lot of content that was requested. So gardening, how to grow food, how to harvest food, how to forage food, and how to preserve that food. It seems there's a change in YouTube. I'm not seeing the same traffic on the channel as I used to. Could be something I'm doing. Could be because YouTube is changing. But I'm trying to share content that is frugal. So pantry tricks, meals in a jar, the propagation. Because at the end of the summer, you can bring a couple of lavender plants, rosemary, thyme, and just like leave them on your windowsill and harvest some greens. Oh God, my brain's fried. It's going to be an interesting day. So you can harvest fresh herbs. And then in February, when you have more sun, your plant is actually growing. So when I brought in October my little seedlings that I was propagating, I had a couple that took, and then they kind of went in dormancy next to my windowsill. And then I started seeing change when we gradually got more sun. And like my thyme plant right now is like bushing out, and I'll be able to propagate it a lot. My rosemary plant is starting to pick up. So I'm kind of seeing the trend of like frugal living. Like I did get a couple of comments on beef, how expensive it's getting, how meat's getting expensive. So I guess I'm going to go in that direction, like being more frugal. But it doesn't give you ideas, I know. Did you reach 10K yet? I forgot to ask you. Oh, I wanted to do a couple of shout outs today before I forget. So if you're not subscribers of Tracy, Tihan 1 for 1, Remy from Rem's Family Farm, and Angie and Mike from Me and You Acres. They made a very special video yesterday. If you have time and you want to go have a great laugh, I am told it is worth it. It is worth the investment, and it's going to make you smile. So if you have a chance, go check that out. It's about harvesting stuff on April Fool's Day. I'm just going to say it that way. Okay. So special shout out for April Fool's Day for the three of you. Props. It was funny. Awesome. Congratulations. 10K, that's big. I do also have another shout out I want to do. I wanted to do it early on during the live because some people do watch this as a replay. So a friend of mine, Mallory from Quebec Homestead in Malo à la Ferme, her French channel, she's revamping her channel. She's starting from scratch as a single mom. And her channel needs a little bit of love. For the last 2-3 years, she was not posting, and YouTube algorithms for her is like crap. So YouTube will become one of her source of income. So if you have a chance, and you can go check her out. So Quebec Homestead is now, she changed the name of her channel. I want to say it right. So last week she changed it to her Eco Life. So, and her French one is just called Malo. I'm just going to write this here. I think I can put comments. So as a single mom, she bought land in an eco village and she's building from scratch. So if this could be a content that could interest you, I'm going to put, that's not what I want. I'm going to put the link. There it is. There you go. I think I can put this here. Yes. Okay. So she's starting from scratch. She just got land in an eco village and she's building a cabin, and she's going to film and share it on her French and her English channel. So her French one is just Malo. If you speak French and you want to go check her out, there you go. Perfect. So if you can like take 1 minute, well, not 1 minute, but like if you can go watch one of her videos, do the thumbs up and comment on a subject, obviously, that is to your liking, it is going to help her a lot to get that algorithm back up. Awesome. So if you're a content creator, this is going to be like repeat for you. But if you're a viewer and you don't know what content creating requires from us, so when we have a YouTube channel and we publish, and we get monetized, and we have comments, and we have thumbs up, and we have people sharing us, and we have people interacting, YouTube loves us. And then when, for whatever reason, personal or different, we stop publishing on YouTube, we get penalized. So YouTube is not pushing us because like we're not active. So since I think it's been like 2-3 years. So I don't know how long it's going to take for it to be picked up, but one video, thumbs up, a little comment, share the love. She's going to enjoy that. And this is something I'm probably going to do when I'm going to go live every single Tuesdays. When I used to be in, what's it called in English? MLMs. I like Tupperware and all of that. There was something called Share It Tuesdays. And as a group of women, we would get together and we would just share the love. If someone was having a rough month, a rough patch, or like not where she wanted to go and she needed like a little boost of energy or like feeling empowered, we would have Share It Tuesdays and we would just bring together and make this person have a better day. Sometimes it gives you something awesome. Sometimes it gives you nothing, but just the thought of someone thinking of you and sharing love makes a whole lot of a difference. So I'm probably going to do this every time I go live on Tuesdays. I'm going to share some people's content. That's something. Okay, so when you sub, first of all, I'm going to back up. Hello, our new land. This is the first time I see you. Welcome. When you sub to a channel, there is a little bell. When you click on that bell, and I think you can select all, it sends you a little email notification that someone has published a video. So her content from prior, so she had the farm, she sold the farm, she moved into the village. I'm not sure exactly what she's going to do with all of that, but some of her content, like her carrot videos, her potato videos, are like amazing. So I'm guessing those are still going to stay on the platform, but then there's going to be like a flip and she's building a cabin. Oh, dogs are getting exciting. No. Il y a personne, Luna. There's a car parked in front of my house that, slammed the door. Luna's like, who's here? She wants to know. So I hope that answers your question. Our new land. It does sound fun. She talked to me a little bit about what was her project. It's really fun, like buying land, raw land in an eco village with a community garden, like building a community. I've been saying this actually to Remy, like we've been laughing on so many occasions that we should build the squash community and like buy a huge land and divide it and live as the squash community. And 1 year down the road, or it's been 2 years, we've been saying that. She's doing it. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. I'm gonna have to check you out then. Our new land. Ooh, sounds interesting. Oh, I'm gonna have to go check that out later. Awesome. So are you exhausted, Tracy, from going harvesting some wild poop? I haven't watched all of them. I just had to tease you a little bit. Oh, I forgot. I'm going to put the video. I asked if there was a moderator present, but I think Tracy missed it. So here is one of the videos I was talking about for the March Molasses Madness. And now I have to go watch all of them. So, like, I saw the picture. At first, I saw in the group chat the two videos next to each other, and like I had to reread twice. I was like, and the thumbnail of Mike and Angie from Me and You Acres with the cat on the tree, it's like epic. It's epic. And I was like looking at it and I was like, what? What's going on? It's like last year's. You guys harvested icicles. There was like chocolate icicles. There was, I can't remember what the flavors. Darren, I think participated in that for the icicle of last year's April Fool's Day. There was Remy, Darren. I can't remember who did the icicle challenge. I was supposed to do it, but I missed it. Like in the group chat, like I miss a lot of the challenges going on between all of you. So I'm going to try to next year, see if I can participate. No, not many icicles, but so Annie from Mama Homemade sent me a message and says like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to take out the mins again in the snowsuits. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it's beautiful outside. We're expecting this week 5 to 10 centimeters of snow tomorrow, 5 to 10 the next day, and 1 centimeter the next day. So we could have within the next week 10 to 20 centimeters of snow. Like, oh my God. Yeah. And I wouldn't have been I wouldn't have to go in the wild to do this year's because I have some in my tunnel. You know, I would have harvested this year's challenge that you guys gave. I don't want to give all, if people didn't watch, I don't want to say too much. I would have been able to harvest mine in my tunnel. But I do have some wild ones where like running around, but I would have like to search for like hours to find some. I don't have access to like the woods nearby. Yeah. So over the weekend, I had, I didn't mention this. I'm helping out a friend with her quail operation. So she lacks space, so I offered her to raise part of her flock here. I don't know if you can call that a flock of quails. So I've been having quails in my living room for like a long time, like 3 weeks now. And at first, it was cute and it was like fun. They were small and they didn't smell. And over the weekend, like I was like, okay, they need to get out. They need to get out. So I have like a little pop up tent for them. So now they're outside, and they spent the evening yesterday. I have like a pergola that I have plastic over it. So it's like, and then there's the deck boards that have a bit of air coming in, and there's like one door open. So I would say it's like 75% shield from the high wind. So it was -2 outside, -7 with the windshield. So I was like, maybe it's like -5 in there. And they survived in the pop-up tent outside. And I'm hoping that it doesn't go like -10, because that means I'm gonna have to bring them back inside. I hope it warms up. So I'm gonna, as soon as I have my cage set up and everything, we're still designing something, since they're not my flock, they're my friend's flock. I'm going back and forth with her with a design, because she's actually designing hers as well. So I have half of the flock, she has the other half. And we want to come up with like an operation similar here. No, well, the quails are faster to feathered. They're fully feathered. Ooh, look at that. Welcome, welcome, 12 months. So if you remember yesterday, I showed a picture of my daughter, and she's the artist in this family. And she's the reason why I'm trying real hard to not become one, because obviously she's already surpassed me, but I want to create. So we have loves of, we love mushrooms, like, you know, those little enchanted mushrooms and all of that. And we like crystals, stones, gnomes. She loves fairies and mandalas, and she's like really talented. And this weekend, I bought her little wood, about this big, mushrooms, and we were supposed to all paint them. And at one point, she's like, "Mama, I want to create something." And I'm like, "Well, why don't you create a tic-tac-toe?" So we're in the process of creating a wood mushroom tic-tac-toe. And in the member area, I've posted where we're at in creating that tic-tac-toe, and it's all her. It's I had the idea and she's designing it. I might ask Fred for like scrap wood, and it would be probably one of the first things I'm creating with my hands. I've been dying to learn how to create and upcycle, and actually for content for a different channel that I'm working on. So if you remember, let me know what you think. I know there's Tracy here. There's Remy here. That's a member. So let me know if you've seen it, because it's beautiful. Like, we're trying to find something to do with Mod Podge. I don't know if you've seen that. We collect napkins and pieces of rough wood, and we like to remove one part of the napkin and use Mod Podge and just like create the beautiful stuff. And we're looking into finding a gnome napkin and a sunflower napkin to create certain things. So if you've seen that, cute gnome napkins and sunflowers, let me know. Let me know where you find them. So we've done Dollarama. I looked on Etsy, but I refuse to pay $3-4 for one napkin. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I don't know if you see the icons. I did add 2 new icons. So I hope it shows up. So there is the share the love and the sunflower. Actually, share the love is actually accurate for today, because I did do a couple shout outs. So, what's this one? I can't see what this one is. Let me go in the live. They're in. I don't think I made them public. I think I made it to be for community only. If you click on it and you're not a member, I don't know if it's going to work. They are cute. So we went to the Dollarama and we found, it was a pack of 8, a little wood. I think it was $2. I think it was $2 or $1.25. Yeah, so that means we're gonna have to buy a couple more. Because I have a feeling when I start showing the creations that, well, it's mainly her that we do, I have a feeling that I'm going to get some requests. Yes. Yes. Well, that's why I share it in the community, because it's like, it's like family. I'm sharing family stuff. I know I have to publish more in the community tab for members only. But when we played yesterday tic-tac-toe, I was like, it's so cute. We have to do that. So I have a couple of ideas. We want to play around with a couple of different tic-tac-toe games. I just need to find the little wood figurines so that we can paint them. Thank you. That's so sweet. I know I forgot to say something. I had a couple of things and I just remember. So, if you're in zone 5, this week is the last week to sow your tomatoes, to sow your peppers if they didn't germinate. You're in the late season for the peppers, but tomatoes, you're right in the last week window. I sowed all of my tomatoes. So I took a very hard decision. There's certain varieties that I wanted to grow that I just put aside, but I did decide to grow my own paste style. So I know in a couple of videos back, lives, I mentioned like back and forth, I was going, am I going to grow my paste tomatoes? Am I going to do that? Am I going to like take on the load of like more? Because since I've been practically 100% transparent, hi Dave, with the burnout that I had last year and the fear around it. So if you haven't experienced that, when you go through a burnout, you're like never really out of the woods. Like you are at one point, but I'm not out of the woods. So every decision that I take, I'm always like questioning it. Am I going to be able to do it? Is my mental health going to be able to handle it? Is this too much? Is this really for what's best for me? Or is there another direction? Like I'm always like second guessing decisions. And tomatoes was one of them. So I could go to the local nursery and buy 60 plants of tomatoes for paste tomatoes. It's probably going to cost me Last year, it was $5 a crate. There was usually a dozen. So $25. But they would be the exact same size, all of them. So they would produce all at the same size. So this year is the last attempt. I'm trying something completely different with my paste style tomato. It's going to be a blend between 3-inch pots, 3 or 4-inch pots, and what you have in nurseries. So in nurseries, you have like this bundle of 12 all together in like a styrofoam thing. There's like 5 or 6 on one side, 5 or 6 on the other. So I'm going to like blend all of that. So I'm going to take a 10 by 20 tray, and I'm just going to use that. I think probably 15 would fit in there. No, maybe more. I have to calculate, but I'm kind of going towards that. So I won't have so many pots. It's just going to be 5 trays. I'm going to try to see if I can make 5 trays. I don't know. I'm still brainstorming. I think I still have some of the styrofoams from last year because I did buy peppers last year. My pepper seedlings did not do well. So if I didn't threw them out, I could use those. And I would be able to have 36 tomato plants in one tray, because I remember 3 of those little styrofoam crates would fit in a 10 by 20 tray. So that's what I'm doing this year. If I see that this year it is not working out for me, yes, I would lose the seedling cost portion and a bit of soil. I am just going to go get paste tomato at the nursery. If this year, same thing, if this happens, I can't handle it, next year I'm going to grow only the heirlooms and the slicers and cherries that I really want to grow that is not available in the nurseries. And I'm just going to go get 60 to 80 plants at the store and encourage a local nursery and invest in my mental health. So I've decided to take the leap this year and find a way to make it work. Because there are some varieties that you can't get at the store. Hello, Dave. If you've missed it, since you're a member, I posted a cute picture of my daughter yesterday. She created something beautiful. I just bought a large bag of second tomatoes at the roadside stand. Like fresh tomatoes? There's also another decision I've taken. I've modified my budget, and it seems that life does not always run like you want. So I'm going to go and take precautions this year. And I was hoping to create 2 raised beds and modify 2 raised beds. In case that does not happen, I am buying grow bags. So I already have 5. I think I'm going to go get 10 more. The investment is not that much because I have some of that brand since the first year I started gardening. So I'm not scared to invest in those bags. And if it's in the card for us one day and we are able to move, those bags will be able to be emptied. And if ever we want to move and we don't have access to a garden the first year, I'll be able to have I think I have 8 left from my original. My dad did gifted some to me, but they're not very high quality, so those probably won't survive. But if I have 15 to 20 grow bags, 20-inch by 20-inch, there's a lot of food you can grow in there. Loads of food you can grow in that. And I have 10 5-gallons. And I have a lot of nursery pots that are 3 gallons that you can put pepper plants in them. So if ever I need to move, those are a good investment. And if we're not able to modify the raised beds, at least I'll have that. have to bin my raised bed frames. We're supposed to do that over the weekend because I remember I was told that before end of April, you know where I had that nest of bees, of wasps, it's the time now to move around the soil. I know we're not supposed to kill the bees, but wasps, I do not tolerate them, especially after they attacked me last year. But he got gastro on Thursday, so I want to be prepared this year in advance. I don't want to. It's a fun expression. I don't want to be caught my pants down this year, so I want to be prepared. Tomato, hit that like button. Yes! Thank you. That's nice. So I have access to greenhouse tomatoes. And okay, so they're not in my garden. They taste different. But with Lufa Farms, I get tomatoes delivered every week. There are greenhouses and they're locally grown on the island of Montreal. They get delivered to my house. And we've discovered something new from them, and every week we do this. So there is a zero waste basket that you can get, and we get 2 of them. As soon as we see one, they're about $17, and you get at least 2 to 3 times worth your money in that little basket. And some of them, the expiry date is over the weekend. So we get our basket delivered on Friday. So it needs to be consumed by like the next Friday. So we have like max a week. Last time we ordered it, we ordered 2. We had 3 packs of chicken wings, organic chicken wings, 1 pack of 1.25 pounds of pork, ground meat. We had cheese, green onions. There was apples. Those apples that we received, I ate them, but I could have just like sliced them, freeze them, and do apple cider vinegar with them because they were a bit soft, but they were still eatable. And what else? There was other times I got kohlrabi's. And then I get my tomatoes every week. So I don't have that urge this year of like, I am dying for tomato because of that. Ooh, nice. Nice. I wanted to sow radishes and carrots, like mini short carrots. I'm not sure yet. Did you guys catch along? Conference is in 4 weeks, plus a couple of days. Did someone catch on to that? The Eastern Ontario Homesteading Conference? We're April 2nd. So it's in 4 weeks and 2 days. That's crazy. 4 weeks. Oh, also, I said a couple. I should have written this down. So I sowed all my tomatoes. I sowed most of my flowers. There's 2 other waves of flowers that I'm doing, and that's one of them is going to be this week. Lettuce, I sowed some last week. All my cabbages are sown. I'm going to cross my fingers that this year is going to be the year that I'm going to be able to grow cabbages inside the house. I'm crossing my fingers. Like, crossing my fingers, my toes, my hair, my ears, my tongue, whatever I can cross, my eyes, that I'm able to grow cabbages, broccoli, any brassica, the cabbage family, inside the house. because that would be like one of the biggest success. So the first leaves are out. The true leaves are not out. They're a bit leggy. But if the second leaves can get out, I have to go after the live today is going to be, I'm going to take out all the inventory and look at everything. So I am having a hard time with my cayenne peppers and some of my peppers because of early what I said. So there's days that I drown my plants because I don't want the fan to dry out the soil in the mini block soil blocks. And there's like, it's not the best year for the peppers again, but I have one tray so I had 2 trays of pepper. One's doing great. It's just my spicy peppers. So worst case, I know that I can get jalapeno at the store, at the nursery. I don't think I can get ancho chilies. Cayenne, I know it's there. Sometimes there is others, but I'll see. Marilyn, hi. I'm here, but your sound is too low to understand. Is it because I'm not speaking loud enough, or is it because the sound of your computer is set to low? I know you probably can't understand, but just in case. 32 days, I will see you again. Woohoo! So this week is supposed to be the week that we get our taxes returned. So that means we can order the part for the car. Winter tires, we're looking into summer tires, but worst case scenario, I can go to the conference with my winter tires because, there's going to be snow this week, so we never know. I put it on the back burner on low. Okay. Good. You scared me there. So at least that repair will be done. So I'm really happy. So now we're looking into the gas cards that we save points to pay for my gas. So we're going to do that this week or next week to see, because I know I'm going to be using probably 3 tanks of gas, 2 to 3, because it's going to be at least 1 to go and to come back minimum. And like there's probably going to be like working around, and I don't know how many days I'm going to stay there. I'm trying to work around staying 2 nights, but it is a lot of work when I leave for just like an afternoon. So when I leave for an entire day, 24 hours, 36 hours, I leave a list to my husband that's like a mile long, and he looks at me and he says, "How long are you leaving?" So if I leave 2 nights, that's like 48 hours. So the list is going to be like 3 miles long. He's going to love me. But anyways, that's what I thought. It's okay. Don't worry. I came live just to keep my mind occupied. Like sickness has invaded my house, so I'm trying to trick my brain to think of something else and have fun at least. "32 days. That like actually puts many things in perspective for me. When you're in December, like we're so eager to sow seeds. We're in January, we're so eager to go and plant seeds, and then we plant onion seeds and we get so excited. March rolls over and we're like dying to play in the soil. And we sow all of the seeds. Hello, I'm guessing it's Desmond. So we're dying to sow seeds. And then there's a shift that happens every single year. So when I sow tomato seeds, there's like that, oh my God. In 30 days, so April 30th, is where I can start transplanting some of my seedlings. That's in 28 days. I don't have my calendar with me, but there's my onions, I can start transplanting them, I think around that time. Some of my cabbage, like cabbages, lettuce, beats. There's a lot of thing that goes in the garden on April 30th. So I took a course on April 27th. So I'm finishing my Reiki diploma. So I have Reiki level 1, level 2, and I took a course for master teacher on April 27th. It's a 4-hour class, 5-hour class. Anyways, it's a morning class early in the afternoon. And then I have family to do, family stuff to attend to. It's my husband's birthday during that week. Philip's birthday, my middle child, is going to be 10. Oh my God, he's going to be 10. Ouch. 2 of my kids are over 10 now in the 2 digits. Ugh, my heart. And then I had to plan all of that, get ready, because the week prior to the convention is like I'm running around craziness to prepare everything, because when I come back, whatever I do not have time to do needs to get done like now. So that shift happens like the last week of March, first week of April. Like, oh my God, I have 2,500 square feet of gardens to prepare. Not all of it's going to be spring gardens, but I still have to prepare for my summer garden. So last year what I did is like I did 1 row. I would remove the weeds, broad fork it, put the compost, and then broad fork it again, level it, prepare it, and plant it. I would do it 1 row at a time. I think I'm going to do that this year so I don't get too overwhelmed. Years prior, I would just go outside and like weed everything and then broad fork everything and then compost everything. Broad fork again, place everything. So I think I'm still going to take that approach this year of 1 row at a time. I don't know which one is like more efficient, but I have a 42 by 42 in-ground garden. In there's a food forest, so I can't really count that. So I would say maybe the in-ground garden is at least 30 by 30 minimum. There's a lot of rows in there. There's a lot of rows. So just that. And I didn't weed in the fall last year. So there's going to be a lot of work to do this year. In my raised bed gardens, I barely use the broad fork because the soil is so loose, not compact, so I don't need it. So those I just weed. But those are the ones that I got attacked by the wasps. So I'm a bit scared to weed. So I think I'm going to use I know this sounds weird. There's this tool called garden hoe. It's like a knife on a long stick, and you just like running around, and it removes the weeds. Gas Saturday here was $1.60. On the island of Montreal was $1.75, I think, per liter. Over the weekend, obviously, was a long weekend, so woohoo, I was right. Butler's Family Farm, welcome. I think this is the first time I see you. I'm not doing great. There's a virus in my house and my brain is playing a trick on me, like making me feel all the symptoms. So there's gastro being going on in my house for the last 2 weeks. So I have like nausea. The fun thing. But I'm tricking my brain into doing something fun by being live. So I'm doing okay. I hope you're doing great. Really? I am so sorry. You had a different logo. What did your logo look like? I'm terrible with names. sometimes, like, when I see some of the logos or pictures, I kind of remember. Missouri. Really, I am so sorry. Hold on. I have to go check. See if my memory can pick up. Was it the same name? I feel horrible. I don't remember. Well, Jerry, I'm so sorry. My brain does not remember. I'm going to try to remember. I've been a sub for about a year. Oh, that's sweet. Thank you. Missouri. So you are in zone 6, zone 7? You're sowing seeds outside probably right now. It's probably over freezing. $1.71. You're up north, right? You're northern Ontario, like almost to the limit of Ontario, right? Yeah, there is a lot of people I try to remember. There's so many things a mom can remember. Like, I have to remember so many things. So now I have fun saying this with moms. Like, my lists of stuff has lists to do. I have agendas that has like so many notes because I can't seem to remember anything. But talk to me about a tomato that's yellow or a seed company. My brain remembers that. Wonder why. Not yet. You're in 6B. Okay, so you're a bit higher than me. I'm 5B. We're still freezing at night. It's out of Joplin. That's a new name for me. Joplin. So Missouri. Joplin. Okay. Okay. So you're almost centered. You're almost in the center of the states. Almost. Ooh, that's fun. I find that the more the years go by, more weird storms pass by and like weird temperatures. So last year, fingers crossed, nothing's going to happen similar this year. I think it was on April 7th. We had an ice storm and a lot of damage. think it was April 7th. Where's my pictures? So I was like all ready for spring. And now, was it this year or the year prior? So this is July of this year. The conference. Okay, so the storm happened on April 5th, I'm sorry, of last year. It was horrible. We are so I can't complain. Like, the storm came in and we lost power. We had a lot of trees fall. We had one fall on the chicken coop, damaged the ceiling. We have to fix it this year. Damaged a lot of my fence around my in-ground garden, and we had to drop. We have one tree that split into 4. One was dropped to create my garden, and then we had to drop 2 because it was like too dangerous. There was too many things leaning after that storm, so we had to drop that, and we lost power for a couple of hours. But in my city, people lost power up to 4 days. So I'm hoping that none of this hits us this year, because I was starting, like, the week after that, I start acclimating some of my seedlings to put outside. So I think it's April 10th. No, April 15th. Around the 15th, I start acclimating some of my seedlings. And like after that, so we went to very hot temperatures. We had that storm. And then like almost that week, everything was like thawed out. I find that it's like weird storms like that often. Okay, no, south. Okay. Ooh, okay. At least I remember that. Down near Oklahoma and Arizona. Okay. I have to say, sadly, I haven't visited that much the United States. There are many places in the United States I want to visit. I've only been to Vermont, New Jersey, and New York. I think those are the 3. I think so. I went to New York twice with my high school, and then they bring us to New Jersey. With my parents, I went often to Vermont. I don't think I've been to New Hampshire. No, it's not true. I went to Daytona Beach. So that's in Florida. I went twice to Daytona Beach. So I did drive the 95. I don't know if it's the 95 all the way. I think so. So I did drive from Quebec through the United States and went all the way down to Daytona Beach. But like, I didn't visit all of those states. So I went through a lot of big cities, but like I drove 24 hours through the night. I don't remember much. So Florida, New York, New Jersey, and Vermont, 4 states. Not bad, but there are a couple that I would like to visit. Getting the rain now by Detroit. So we're getting snow and you're getting rain. Arcs border. Arcs border. Arkansas? So AZ is Arizona. No. AZ is Arizona. Arc is Arkansas? I studied tourism like super, super, super long ago. So some of the codes I remember them, some I don't. So Arkansas. Okay. Well, I find forest not bad, but when I was younger, it was school that organized the trip. So like I couldn't really choose where I wanted to go. In Vermont, it was like I was like a teen. So I remember visiting Hershey in Vermont and going in the mountains. That was beautiful. But there are so many national parks that I would love to visit. Really love to visit. Like the trees, like Yellowknife. Was it called Yellowknife? No. What's that name? There's a park that's like beautiful. There's like so many. Well, actually, all the state parks are all beautiful. I have to start traveling again. Like I've traveled out east in Canada. I traveled out west. So out east, I went through Quebec. I live in Quebec, so I went to all the way down to the end of Quebec. And then I went to, let me take the map. So I went to New Brunswick. And then I went to Ontario. I have family in Ontario, traveled a couple of times to Ontario. And then also when I was younger, we had a boat, the Thousand Island on the Ontario side. We visited that a lot when I was younger. And then I had the privilege as an adult, alone without my family, I went out to Alberta and we like crossed over British Columbia, but it was like really fast. That was one of the best trips, visiting Alberta. It was beautiful. So I arrived at Edmonton. I visited Calgary. I remember that logo. Wait. I remember seeing that logo. Because I thought it was France at first. Really small. So I do remember seeing the logo, but I don't remember our conversations. So at least that's that. Thank you. So I started Edmonton, Calgary, and one of the most beautiful moments I had was when I entered, what's it called in English? Those big mountains. So when you leave Calgary, there was the Olympic Village there, and before you see Banff, there's like these big mountains that appear out of nowhere. And like, I remember when I was in the pickup truck with my friends, we're like talking, blah, blah, blah. And then we see the mountains, like, boom. It's like, it's breathtaking. That's one of the most epic trips. Going around the Quebec side, New Brunswick, visiting in that one. Those are my two epic. Well, I remember the logo. So I'm trying to beat myself up mentally to remember the comment, because you did mention we chat a lot. So was I invited on your channel to? I would have remembered that if I was invited on your channel to speak. I would have remembered that. trying to remember. Let me read your bio. Maybe that's going to trigger memories. 116 acres? Wow. Bees will be here again in March. Oh, that's nice. 116 acres. That must be a lot of work, but also very beautiful. Herd of goats. Do you still have your goats? Five dogs. Hope you don't have I hope you don't have like those big dogs that sheds like there's no tomorrow. I have a husky breed mix, and I find, like, I don't know if it's hair or fur or whatever you want to call it, and I find hair everywhere. It's like slowly slowing down, and I only have one dog that sheds. My other one doesn't. We have to trim. Well, I'm going to try to remember. They didn't make it yet, the bees, that is, okay? 15 goats. Is it milk goats or for meat? We moved here from Calgary. Okay, so you went from Calgary to Ontario. Yes, that's what I was looking for. Canadian Rockies. They are beautiful. Like, I spent the most part, I think we spent 3 days at Banff, and then we drove up from Banff to Jasper, and I saw rams. I saw so many beautiful sceneries, and there's something about that highway when you enter Banff into the park. So they have like these pathways over the highway, and if you're lucky enough, you can see wildlife passing over. And we stayed in one of the campings in Banff, and the lady, I can't remember if it's a lady or the gentleman, says, you do know that it is bear season and blah, blah, blah. So you have to be careful. And she's giving us like specifications and all, how to stay safe. Like, I was never in bear country, and being in a park where wildlife is like there. It's not like ours in Quebec. Like, if I am able to see wildlife, it's like with binoculars, and they're never really close. So it was definitely something different going up that highway. And then when we leave that main highway and we go into the mountains, our trailer had a hard time. Like, the pickup truck had a hard time bringing the trailer up to Jasper. We had to stop a couple of times because we didn't want to overheat. And it was like scenery. Oh, it was beautiful. 5 different dogs. Woohoo. You know, that's why I looked a couple of times, that flag. So I remember the colors quick. They're from the French flag. I don't know if they're in the same order, but I also remember that the Acadian flag has similar colors, but I'd never seen it in a shape of a state in the United States. Oh, meat goats. Nice. I've always wondered, meat goats, I know they provide milk for their kids, but can you harvest some of the milk, or they don't produce enough? I have my kids bugging me for, what's it called? My husband sent me 2 videos on Instagram, and I was watching it, I think, with 2 of my kids or all of my kids. So one of them was a miniature goat, and the other one was a mini Jersey cow. My husband's like, I want one. I want a mini Jersey cow. I'm like, where do I sign up? Having milk, fresh milk, that would have been nice. And mini Jerseys take less space. So, and you need 2. So instead of having 2 cows that you don't know what to do with all the milk, like you had. Anyways, so, and then I can't remember what was the name of the breed of those mini goats. There was 2 videos he sent me. One was a pet, and I think the breed starts with a P. And the other one was the one that has the most for cream. Oh, what was the name? So it was miniature. I think Angie and Mike had some of those. What's it called? Anyways, I saw those videos and my husband's like, I want one. I'm like, where are we going to put them? Like, we live on a third of an acre. And a goat makes much more noise than a doe rabbit. And he's like, yeah, I know. So I told him if he wants goats and mini Jerseys and pet goats, we would need a farm. It is. I was 25 years old when I went there. And I think I would go again. And there's another place I would love to go. It's on my bucket list. I don't know if I'm ever going to reach that. I would like to do the Via Rail train scenery. There's a train that you can leave from Toronto, I think. And it goes all the way to British Columbia. And then I would rent a car or rent an RV and travel around there. And if I say this to my friend, if I actually talk to my we have an expression in French. I'm trying to translate it. My brain is overfrying from all this thinking this morning. What's it called in English? Oh, unicorn. If I ride my unicorn and like I'm in my dream fantasy, I would take that SUV or RV that we would rent and I would go all the way up to Alaska. So like taking the train from Toronto, riding all the way west, exploring there, and then ride north to Alaska and visit Alaska. If I was riding my unicorn and like enjoying La La Land, that would be amazing. Acadian in France is the same. Acadian has a yellow star. That's the only difference. Okay. I don't know that one. So since I said that, what would be your unicorn, no limits dream vacation? I just shared mine. I don't know if the 8th of you that are here can respond, but if you can, it's a unicorn moment where like there's no limitations. What would you do? I think my children are still young, so we could probably, if I'm on my unicorn, I would leave like the end of the school year and come back. Well, it takes a while to go visit. At least a month. But I probably would change my mind once I reach Alaska and stay the entire summer. So no limits. What would be your unicorn dream location if you want to elaborate? And then I'll read you. I think that trip out west, sorry, and also the one out east, because there's a lot of mountains also out east in the Gaspésie area. I find that mountains, like the view, quiets your mind and quiets everything. Like the noise, the air is different. There's no sound. There's no noise pollution. There's nothing. It's like, and I haven't done this in a very long time. Sit on a mountaintop and just observe, eat my sandwich, listen to the birds. There's buzzing friends, there's flowers, there's the tundra, there's the specific smell when you go out on mountains, that earthy, I can't really describe it. If Remy's here, he forages, so he would be able to describe that. So if you're here, Remy, how would you describe that earthy vibe when you're on the mountaintop and just observing nature? That's 2 questions. Let's see who's here and who can answer. I know there's a bit of delay. So how would you describe that feel? You know, when you're foraging, you're in the forest, you're on a mountain, the birds, the trees, that earthy smell, you know, mushroomy, earthy. I don't know if you have salty, because when I was in Gaspésie, there was that salty ocean smell. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And Tracy, since you're here, I don't know if you're back and forth. So if you're able to, I call this ride your unicorn and no limitations. If you want to share this, what would be a dream location or a dream place you would like to visit? Like no limits of time, money. Desmond says, I'd visit Europe and go the castles. Yeah, the castles. I would go probably either Europe or Scotland. When I was studying tourism, as one of my homeworks, I needed to build a trip for like a tour. And I chose some of the castles. And I was like, France, Portugal. There's a lot of history there. But I have some Irish blood a little bit. So Scotland, Ireland. South Africa is beautiful. A lot of wine that my dad introduced me was from South Africa. And he had this big vision that I would become a wine consultant and shop around the world for wine. And one of the locations I had my eye on was South Africa. It is beautiful there. I did also, in one of my homeworks, I had to build a Morocco tour. And I decided to do the... there's a lot of old structures there that you can visit. There's a name for it. I forgot. So I did that, and I had like one of the best notes. And I actually had a job offer from there, from a scuba diving company that recruited me for creating tours of scuba diving all over the world. But I refused it because it was too far away from my house. Wow. Different scenery, South Africa. There's no snow in South Africa, so it must be. Sorry, phone rang. Let me just write him a message. It's my husband. It must be different seeing the ocean on from there. Where is that? Where is that? I heard that Appalachian Trail. I did some. Is that long trail that it takes like you decide how long you want to walk? Is it that one? There is also a destination that I would love. I did say all the state parks in the United States, but that would be like an entire year worth of traveling. British Columbia also has a lot of beautiful scenery. The ocean's totally different than out east. Okay, so Maine. Thank you for sharing that. I did visit Mexico. It was beautiful, but it's touristic. I did also visit Cuba, but also saw another side of Cuba that was sad. So I didn't see that much when I was in Mexico. The poor, you had to go within the. Hi, Mallory! I just made a shout out to you earlier on the video. I sent a couple of people your way. So, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, Mexico, I did see some. It's been a while I've been in Mexico. It was like 15 years ago. And then for maybe more, closer to 20. And then for my wedding, after the wedding, I went to Cuba and I saw a side of Cuba. It was like, just like right past my hotel. I saw like so many things. So if I would prefer choosing like destinations closer to home, but definitely that east, west, north would be on my bucket list. I remember you said that you were born in South Africa. And we talked about that beautiful, she plays in movies. Charlie, what's her last name? Charlie, she's blonde. Actress, talented, beautiful. Theron? Is that Theron? Let me just. Is that it, Charlie Theron? Sorry, I'm pronouncing it wrong. Charlize Theron? She's beautiful. There is? Okay, so. But some on the mountains only. So eternal mountain snow. So I shouted out your French because I do have occasionally French people pop in. So I shared both of your channels. Busy is good. Busy is good. I hope you have a wonderful day. Let's see if I didn't miss anything. Since now we're talking about mountains, I might have to convince my husband to bring me to a state park that's nearby. We do have a couple that are like about 1 to 2 hours, but they're not those big, huge mountains. But did you end up describing, Remy, that hard to describe the smell, but I know how it feels. Okay, so that was what I was looking for. So there's like that je ne sais quoi when you're out and about in the woods, very earthy, like it's human. I don't know. I feel it's like charging your batteries type of smell. I don't know if it makes any sense. If you want to add on to that when you're in the boons, lost. Yes, that's what I was looking for. When she said she was from South Africa, I was like, wow, I wouldn't have known. She did have an accent, but they're actors, so they pick up on, they change their monologues when they speak and all. And Amy, if you're still here, this message is for you. I have never been lost. I always know right where I am, maybe just not how to get home. Are you the type of person that does not ask for directions? This was something when I was young. So GPS did not exist either on our phones or that little device. We had maps. And when I bought my car, my dad bought me a book that had all of the highways. And I don't know if anyone remembers this. So I grew up where there was no GPS when I started learning driving. So you needed to take out that big map, and sometimes you need to ask directions. And my dad, bless his soul, did not want to stop for directions. And my mom's like, you should. He's like, I know where I'm going. Sometimes it did not go well, but when I get lost, I am alone. True. The Drakensberg Mountains in South Africa get snow in winter. They run up to the eastern side of South Africa, about 5-6 hour drive from the coast. Cool. Also, when we had the boat, there was no GPS on the boat. It was sonar, and we had, it's not land markers, it's called buoys, and buoys had numbers on them. So I had the job with the binoculars, and when my dad was not lost, so I would take out that huge map. It was humongous map. It was horrible. So he would tell me where we started, and then he said, okay, what number are you seeing? So I would look with the binoculars for the buoy. There was a number on the buoy, and I would tell him the number, and we would try to find our location on this big, huge map. Today, everything's on your phone. You didn't know the struggle. Yeah, we didn't have GPS either. Even worse, my village wasn't even on the map. Yeah, there's sometimes when you travel, even on GPS now. So when we went to Gaspésie the first time, me and my husband, I don't think we were married at the time, we were on a road that was not even on the GPS. It was a brand new road and it was not updated. I think it was the extension of the 20. So when you go to Gaspésie out east in Quebec, in Canada, you can take the 20, and then at one point it diverts and you go to the 132. And then they extended the 20 year after year after year. So some years we would turn to the 132 earlier, and then there was years. So there was 1 year on the GPS was telling us, you're crazy, you're lost, you're in the middle of nowhere, you're in the forest. It was funny. So we were playing along. The GPS was talking to us nonstop for like so long, like telling us weird stuff. But like when you were looking at the GPS, we're like it was like trees and greenery. It's so funny. I got lost in Montreal downtown. Okay, so with maps, GPS, phones, I lived on the island of Montreal, not downtown Montreal. I hate downtown. I love walking downtown. I hate driving downtown. It's so stressful. Like there's roads that you can't access with your car. There's no truck zones. There is one ways. And then sometimes you go 1 week and everything's fine, and then you go the other week, everything changes. So there's a week that it was a one way, now it's blocked, you can't go, and then the people walk all over the place. They don't respect any of the signs. It's so stressful. Like I went to Chinatown last year with the children. I felt like I ran 10 kilometers with that 20 minutes. So we left the highway, we arrived to Chinatown, and just to find a spot to get parked. Whew. That was something. But we did have fun in the Chinatown. Arrête. Is that a location? To go visit? Is that a location? ARETT. Can you be more specific, Dave? So we have it easy now. We just take out our phones and we have so many apps available, like Find Me, the GPS, Google Maps, the compass. So we can still get lost even with that, but now we have it easy. Like those big maps open. That was something. Well, guys, I'm going to go because I have one with me today, still recuperating from this stupid virus, and I want to make sure that he's fine. So this week's Thursday, I'm going to try to have one of the two videos that I mentioned earlier on. So either tomatoes, my favorite types of tomatoes and stuff like that, or the propagation video, or something else. I don't know. I'll see. So that's what I'm going to be working on, filming for Thursday. I'm hoping to film tomorrow. Like, it's already Tuesday. Yesterday was off, and like I feel like I kind of lost track. So I was ahead of time, and now with all this virus and all these days off from school and everyone being home, I'm a bit behind, so I'm going to try to see what I can work for you guys for next Thursday. Yes, we're talking tomorrow. I can't wait. I do hope that, I don't know if you were here. So gastro hit my house 2 weeks ago and I'm the last one standing. So I do hope that that virus does not touch me, at least. Not today, not tomorrow. I hope I can get to chat. So take care, everyone. Bye.